First of all, I'm really proud of our guys. Just tale of two halves there, really. Just, kind of a shootout the first half, and then the second half, both teams, especially the defenses, settled in. I thought we did a good job still just attacking and, found a way to put some points on the board. Came up short with the points on that last drive, which would have certainly sealed it a little easier for us. But proud of the fight, proud of the way that our guys, just as a team, come together when it matters most. And we knew, Utah, we're a very good football team. We knew when you're the two-time Pac-12 champions, you're not going to go away lightly. And we knew they'd bring everything they had, a lot of fight, and they did a nice job. Playing their game at times, and then a couple wrinkles in as well. Questions?
You talk about next play mentality, and it seems like you couldn't have a better example than Alfonso having a mental mistake and then turning around with the safety. What was your view of the initial error, and then what was your take, I guess, on being able to turn that around?
Yeah, it was a long ways down the field, but I could tell that that's what happened. So unfortunately, you just get excited, and it's a great lesson to learn from. Unfortunately, we win the football game, and so we can learn from that. But it is the defense getting back out there, getting some points, with the safety, and then just continue to pick up and play ball. And I saw a lot of guys, as the game's going along, going to Zoe and making sure that they knew they got his back.
On the illegal formation call, looks like you had a conversation with the official at the play and coming out again at halftime. Did you get a logical explanation on that?
Yeah, just we had illegal men downfield, so that means someone was covered up who went down the field, and it's kind of iffy on who that was or how that got called. So it's just something we'll talk about throughout the course of the week.
Every week in the Pac-12, it's been some other ranked team or some sort of adversity you face. Yet so far you've risen to the occasion every time. What does that say about the makeup of this team?
Yeah, I think there's things when you make your own breaks, and the breaks don't always go your way. It doesn't guarantee that you're, going to be able to come through. But when you prepare hard and you just continue to play and fight, and I know that you hear that all the time from me about our team, but that's really what happens. And you come off the field, and when it's good, you try to keep the pedal down. When it's maybe some adjustments and things that need to be taken care of, guys, all ears, regrouping, and we just know that you got to play 4 quarters, especially in the league right now. Every game's going to be a fist fight. I mean, it's going to go down to the end, and I'm just proud of the guys, and so that's where we're at right now. And getting 10-0, just making our own breaks, and we made a lot of big plays. Give them credit; they did too at times. But I'm proud of the guys that they found a way to win.
What were some of those adjustments defensively in the second half to hold them?
Well, I think we just did a better job of tackling. The first half, there's some short, plays that they broke. Things that we can do a better job with, and they got loose at the end of the half there, and so just a couple adjustments there. In detail, just detailing it up, and some communication things that we can be better on. But I do think the staff did a nice job. Just really trying to narrow it down and get the guys back to where they're confident again out there very quickly. And you saw that happen in the third quarter. Them step back on the field, and that's belief and trust in what we're doing. Belief and trust both ways, coaches to players, players to coaches, and you can feel it in the locker room once they kind of regrouped. It was time to go back out there and have that 1-0 mindset we talk about, and they executed. They did a better job of tackling and made the plays. When we got a chance to get off the field on third down, we did that, and that showed up really the entire second half.
Seems like you talked about that if we want to leadership. I don't know if you can talk to the team at halftime, the defense, anyways, and bonding together without the specifics. What does that just say about his leadership?
Yeah, I caught the very end of it, but I know he rallied the guys together, and from what I saw, maybe it was more vocal, but just a really good, mature conversation as a defense, and that's part of it, right? That's part of just understanding who we are and not panicking and just staying the course, and that trust and belief I talked about. So I'm really proud of him there. I'm proud of the guys, you know, being able to have some perspective and trusting that if they just go out and do their jobs and not try to do too much, we'll be fine.
Before the game got into a shootout, it looked like both teams had to kind of adjust to the wind a little bit. If you looked at the American flag, the wind was just going like crazy at the start of the game. Did you have any impact on your guys?
Yeah, I mean, definitely on the special teams, right? On the kicking game, it did. You know, the one direction, you could definitely fly the ball further. But I think maybe there might have been a few balls that maybe sailed, you know, a little high. But Mike does, from our end, Michael does a great job, you know, throwing tight spirals. And so, you know, he made some really good throws too, you know, and I mean, that touchdown to Rome along the right side there in the second quarter. That was an amazing throw. You know, he had a split second to turn and look and put it right where he wanted to. So, you know, it might have affected it a little bit, but I think mostly the kicking game.
We saw a little bit of J Mac. Was that just kind of easing him back in, and did he come out of that okay?
Yeah, it's he did a nice job. You know, as the week went on, just continued to ramp up the reps and feeling better about it. And that was, I think, the biggest thing is just him getting out there. He was going to be on a pitch count of some type. You know, just kind of seeing how it felt. It could have been a little bit more, but you know, he's making good progress.
You guys had mentioned getting a second opinion. Was that encouraging? Or?
Really, I don't know if it was really that. I think what we thought it was is what it is, you know. And so it's just a matter of confirmation. So and him feeling good about it and being able to go out there and work through it.
In the second half, you substituted Roman for Denzel on the punt return. Anything to that?
Well, Denzel just had to be out, and that was why we had to put someone else in there. And so, you know, we've had probably 3 or 4 guys back there throughout the year. We wanted, you know, a trustworthy guy. Denzel wasn't able to go out there at the time. That's why physically.
Were you holding back Giles for the red shirt purposes, or?
No, I mean, he could have played maybe, but he's just working through some stuff from last week still, from last week's game.
Okay, when you talked about the adjustments you made at halftime defensively, what did you like about the way you guys played defensively?
You know, again, I thought we matched up better in the passing game, you know, and just got bodies on bodies a little bit more. We were, you know, and some of it is just seeing how they're attacking you with what routes, and you know, talking it through, everyone getting a chance to see it, you know, in a more calm situation and understanding how the calls match up. And we just got bodies on bodies more, and then forced them into more plays where they were behind the chains. I think that was the biggest thing, is there was they had the down and distances in their favor in the first half, and we had it more in ours in the second.
Roman became the first Husky receiver in 20 years to go for 1,000 yards in back-to-back seasons. With some of the injuries you guys dealt with, especially the position this season, how nice is it just have such a consistent player like him at that position?
Yeah, I mean, just, you know, he's worked hard for this. Rome's, you know, just put everything into it, and I mean, he deserves everything he gets. And he's just the ultimate team player. I mean, he really is. It's not about the yards; it's about getting the wins. And he's an emotional leader for us. He's you know, out there physically, he's doing some just amazing things, whether it be blocking for other guys, catching the ball. He'll do whatever it takes. And so, you know, in regards to being 1,000 yards 2 years in a row, I mean, that's pretty special. That's consistency at a high level, at a really high level. And you know, a couple of big plays he made out there today. You know, we've all grown accustomed to those not surprising us. He just goes out there and Mike dials him up, and he goes and gets it done.
Jack Westover's had a couple of big catches on 4th down. Talk about where he is on 4th down for you guys going forward.
Yeah, I think that's a big key with tight ends is, you know, in some of those situations when it's a run pass, kind of in that you know, kind of in between down and distances. You know, the tight ends are a critical piece because the person that's matching up with them probably has a little bit of run responsibility too. And so, you know, credit to Jack, he's really quarterback friendly. He understands football, and then physically is just able to go up and make the play. He had to go down a couple weeks ago against Oregon, and this time he had to go way up high. And so, you know, he's a playmaker. He's steady every day in practice. It didn't surprise me that he made a big catch for us at that time.
At this point last year, you
Yeah, well, I mean, the two losses, last year we weren't able to work through them, you know, and when things were really against us, you know, whatever was happening, maybe not even in the game, just the injuries and stuff. And this year it's just there's no excuses. Like we know from last year's experiences that no one cares. No one cares how many guys we have out or who's out there on the football field. What matters and what people look at is you know, how you did that day, and whether you got the win or the loss. And so you know, I think there's more as far as how we're finishing games and so forth. It's just there's more banked reps, and so along with that comes trust that guys have, and when it matters most, we're able to rely on, you know, if you just do your job and trust that the other guy does his job, you know, we're gonna be okay.
Vince Nunnally got some extended reps with Cam Pat going out early. How do you feel he's responded to missing a few games, and how's Cam Pat doing?
Yeah, you know, I think it's hard to work back in and all of a sudden, you know, miss some games and then be back out there. And so he's done a nice job, you know, watch the film and stuff, but he's done a nice job picking things back up and getting back in the flow. And so, you know, we need him out there, just with just kind of where we're at secondary wise. So, you know, we're glad he's back out there and rolling.
With Cam Pat,
I'm not sure on the status on him.
Given the stakes of where you guys are at in the season, what does it feel like coaching in this type of game compared to the start of the year when you're kind of just getting going?
Yeah, you really try to make it simple. You just really try to bring it down to what it is, and it's about this game. Each and every week, it's its own week. You know, today, none of the points are going to carry over. None of the yards either way are going to carry over, and we're going to have to get back to work tomorrow. And you know, that's really where we're at now. You know, fortunately, we've done everything we could to make each game matter even more. And so I get what your question is, but we can't put added pressure on ourselves. We just go out there and have fun and cut it loose. You know, and I think our guys, you know, are enjoying the moment, have some perspective on it, and are, you know, obviously in practice, it's really important to them. They're trying to work to improve each and every day.
What do you think about the nature of these wins? The 6 straight weeks now, it's been pretty crazy. Something wild in the game, back and forth. Do you like winning that way? Would you prefer blowouts to get carried away?
Well, I mean, yeah, you prefer to make it easier on us, right, on ourselves at the end. But I think most of the games we've been in somewhat of control. I think towards the end, I would say the Arizona State game was probably the toughest one, where we were just seemed like we were fighting an uphill battle and found a way. But you know, being from a point of control for the most part there, especially in the fourth quarter, you know, with the lead, we've been able to pull them out. But you know, there's something to be said about just not panicking and just, you know, playing. There's times when we could extend our lead and finished out with a 10-point lead or 14-point, you know, win. You know, and so you look at those things and what could we have done better? How can we learn from it? And that's really a lot of our conversation was in the locker room and most of it tonight was about mindset. Just remember the times that you had when it was up and down. You know, what was your mindset? How are we gonna transfer this over to next week when we're in another, you know, dogfight that goes down to the wire, or you're at halftime and you haven't made all the plays that you want to make? You know, how is you gonna get yourself over that hump to be able to go out there, give everything you got, and be there for your teammates?
How much improvement do you want to see from the secondary in these last 2 games? I mean, you talk about the missed tackles. They came through at the end, but how much improvement do you want to see in the secondary?
Yeah, you know, we're pretty good coming out of the locker room, both halves, you know, and throughout the whole season. So it's just a matter of sustaining it, you know, through the second quarter, especially the end of the second quarter, just sustaining that. And so, you know, we're doing a pretty good job getting off the field, you know, at the beginning of each quarter. So, you know, just, you know, knowing that you're going to see things and different things, different looks in the first half. We can't just count on making those adjustments to what we see. We got to go out there and make some plays once in a while, and some of it's not going to be stuff that you've seen on film.
This was your 100th career victory as a head coach. Does winning a football game now feel any different than it did the very first time?
I probably appreciate it more more and more each win. Really do. I think knowing, and when you're young, I mean, you're enjoying the game. You're having fun. I think realizing that the moment that these guys are in right now is what's special to me, and that getting these wins and the experiences that they're going to have, the memories that that they're going to have that last forever, the stories they're going to be able to tell. And, hopefully we're far from being where this all ends. But I think I have an appreciation for that and try to give them a dose of that every once in a while. But we're trying to keep the pedal down to where we can realize the real goals that we have for this season.
Anything else?